Greetings, humans, starseeds, and paradigm shifters alike.
We report to you from the universally networked intelligent conscious observational microcosm, otherwise known as Unicom, which is the hyperdimensional vessel that we inhabit.
It is an honor and a pleasure to be of service to you in this way, and on behalf of the Galactic Council, we thank you for sharing this moment with us. We are here to provide to you the Intergalactic User Manual for interfacing with higher dimensional intelligence. So this video is for those that are ready to move from a passive role to a more active and participatory role when it comes to interacting with extraterrestrial and extra-dimensional intelligence.
Understand that during the time of slumber, your consciousness acts as a hyperdimensional synchronization matrix, which interfaces you with higher dimensional intelligence. During these dream synchronizations, you are being briefed by members and factions of the Galactic Council, with the protocols necessary to accelerate the first contact timeline. The energetic templates that correlate to the acceleration of the first contact protocol are being downloaded to you on a subconscious and cellular level, as you dream.
When it comes to contact, we need to explore a very specific window that occurs within the first 10 or so seconds of when contact is initiated. This initial window largely determines how much we can retain from these contact experiences. So oftentimes when we are interfacing with higher dimensional forms of intelligence, the energy level of that form is far outside of the spectrum of our human consciousness. So this means that there needs to be a brief period of energetic modification from both parties so that we can accurately perceive one another. And this adjustment oftentimes results in bodily paralysis, which is generally how these contact experiences start until our neural receptivity can reach the point to where it is attuned to such types of consciousness.
The paralysis is put in place during the vibrational synchronization, as a safety mechanism, so that you do not hurt yourself, or hurt any of the beings around you. Your biological vessel needs to acclimate and adjust to the vibrational mechanics, which govern these types of realities. During the moments of paralysis, your consciousness is in the process of phasing into the dimensions in which these hyperdimensional interactions take place.
This phase distortion is comparable to when you hold your hand in front of your face, but focus on an object slightly beyond your hand. It's as if you can perceive the dimension that you're phasing into, but your perception is out of focus. At this stage, it oftentimes can be very uncomfortable of an experience, and there's really no way of avoiding the discomfort of a hazy state of awareness. But we can flow more harmoniously with the experience by committing to it and holding on to what awareness we do have in order for the vibratory state of our cellular structure to synchronize with the external environment that we desire to be projected into. This synchronization acts as a funnel for our multidimensional components to filter into the dimensional container in which the contact experience is occurring.
As you begin to phase into the environment of a hyperdimensional vessel, you will likely find yourself on what appears to be a bed, in a dark room where the air seems to be filled with a chalky dissipated substance. You will be greeted by your ET brethren, and you will start to feel the paralysis lift. At this stage it's very important to hold your attention on an object or being that is upon the vessel, breathe slowly, and to make very slow movements with your body, starting with your fingers and toes. If you attempt to fight the paralysis, you will shock the body and your focus will fade out of the experience.
If you are mindful enough to hold your awareness throughout these contact experiences, there will be a definitive moment where everything seems to click, and you will have full conscious reign to interact just as tangibly as you do in this reality. So Earth currently is situated in a fourth density alignment contained within 5 dimensions of space-time. Most of these realities in which contact is occurring happen somewhere in between the later stages of 4th density and 6th density. This means that the vibrational mechanics that occur in these realities are far different than the mechanics in our reality. For example, in this reality, we would experience walking through a hallway as one step falls in front of the other. It's an overall, more definitive linear experience. In these more quasi-physical realities, you would experience shifting through the hallway by first placing your consciousness to your desired location, then watching physical reality catch up to where you are already positioned perceptually. So the key is to absolutely relax. Be hyper-aware and mindful of the breath. And when I say breath, I'm referring to the motion of your awareness, rather than the biological functioning that is required to fill your lungs with air. If you're not breathing fluently and consistently, then it's very easy for you to become disoriented and to not have an anchor point in the reality in which you are projected into. The environment around you will be reacting to your thoughts and awareness in a more instantaneous way. So remember, how deeply you breathe is how clearly you can perceive. Some of these interactions and contact experiences might not occur the exact way that we are explaining because it's largely due to the relevancy of your perception in that moment. But nonetheless, all of these techniques can be applied to all sorts of contact scenarios.
The message behind these hyperdimensional contact scenarios is always that of joy, exploration, creation, connection, universal unification and the expansion of consciousness.
These interactions are always here to remind us that in order for our species to evolve, we need to be able to create these higher vibratory states within ourselves. So by firstly making contact with ourself and with our essence, we make global contact with other forms of intelligence a more tangible and applicable reality for the collective to experience. We live in a very powerful window of time where the teachings of mindfulness and oneness are finally serving their true functionality of bridging the multi-dimensional realities and the universal hyperharmonization of all forms of consciousness. And with that being said, I wish you all infinite love, peace, prosperity, and hyperdimensional excellence. May the source be with you. Live limitless and adapt.
Farewell, fellow beings.